I have had this idea floating around in my head for quite some time now, and today is the day that I'm really gonna do it. I am going to attempt 100 ghosts out of clay. I've definitely never done anything like this. And then the idea is to take a road trip and to place them all around the area that we live, and people can find them and have a little piece of magic to take with them. I think it'd be really fun if they have their own little characters. This is gonna be my first time throwing off the hump. All right, let's do this. It took a while for me to figure out how I was going to make this happen, from struggling to keep my ghosts from immediately flying away when I was done with them, to troubleshooting how to make texture and ripples in the ghosts without collapsing them, to some extremely off-center miniature witch hats. Eventually though, I got a bit of a system going, and it was time to make our first official member of the Friendly Ghost Project. The nice thing about throwing off the hump like this is that you only have to center a little bit at a time, and then we bring it out. I think I'm gonna keep these pretty narrow, because I don't need them to be huge. And then we can do some lifting. And then I'm closing the top to make a little ghost head. Okay, and to get our first little ghost off, I'm just gonna use my needle tool, and around the very bottom, I cut it off. And that, my friends, is our first little ghost. And now we needed to make at least 100 more. Luckily, I did have Eliza and Ellie's company for a lot of it, and Ellie even made this adorable little bat on the same day.
Do you want to make a little ghost, Lizzie?
Little studio puppy.
Yeah.
The more that I threw, the more I wanted to keep going. The coolest part about crafting this project was slowly but surely watching little personalities take shape from a huge lump of clay. Every single time I worked on another piece, it was like the little ghost had already decided who they wanted to be. Instead of focusing on sharp control to make every single ghost the same, I let my intuition guide the shapes, and I think that's a huge part of what made this project feel so magical. Each time I'd be a little surprised in the best way at the form that took shape. This is so fun. All right, you guys, we have 20 done, which means I have at least 80 more to go. So I definitely have my work ahead of me. My favorite one is definitely this one. I managed to make a little wizard's hat for it. I also definitely want to make one for Eliza so that Ellie, myself, and of course she can have one. I wonder if I can make a duck ghost too. That's the question. Nothing to do but keep going. Here is number 30, and we are adding mushroom caps to our costume design. Here's number 40. Here we have our army of 50 ghosts. We are officially at the halfway point. It's been hours, but I'm loving this. I'm having so much fun. I definitely found my flow state. I feel very zen and peaceful. This is an absurd amount, and yet I'm gonna be here for a while longer, doubling our army before we move on to the next step. Liza, your cuteness incarnate. I wound up throwing 125 ghosts in total, in part because we decided to keep a fair few of them for ourselves and for our loved ones, because I am so in love with them. A few days later, it was time to finish sculpting. For more than half the ghosts, I decided to sculpt little eye holes, and for the rest, as you'll see later, I painted the eyes on. I'm still not sure which I prefer, so you guys can let me know. The biggest part of this process was smoothing everything out on every single ghost so that the glaze will stick more easily later, and compressing the thicker bottom so that I could add flowy capes and ripples on many of our members to give them real movement. I decided to add simple gills to all the mushroom caps and sculpted all the wizard and witch hats to make them really pop. I'd also intentionally thrown some of the ghosts thicker in their middle section, little bulbous bellies, and to those I was able to add little ghostly arms, pumpkins, cats, and even a bat to one of them. This process alone took around 15 hours of work, so by this point, the Friendly Ghost project was up to around 30 hours total, not including wait times, and we still have a ways to go. The scariest part of this project is definitely going to be glazing all of these ghosts. I am so nervous for it. I have definitely had some glaze disasters, and even though I have practiced for so many hours on throwing and trimming and feel really confident in those areas, I cannot say the same for glazing. Our pots are currently cooling down from the bisque, and we're going to be able to glaze in just a couple more hours. And so I definitely want to arm myself with as much information as I possibly can. And I am currently watching a class from Mia Mueller, who runs Pottery for the People over on YouTube, but she is actually teaching a class on Skillshare, who is kindly sponsoring this week's video. Skillshare has a seemingly endless catalog of creative classes offered by world-class creators, from professional illustrators, renowned graphic designers, successful entrepreneurs, and of course, potters. The entire platform is designed to help you bring creativity into your own life by learning from real-world, super talented, and successful creatives. So I am going to be sitting here for a while and taking every single class on glazing that I can find on Skillshare. This is actually going to be my first time ever doing dipping glazes, which is what I'm learning from Mia right now. And I'm so happy that I found this class on Skillshare. Skillshare is actually offering you guys a wonderful little deal for their platform. The first 500 people to click on the link in the description box below or use the QR code found here will get a free month of Skillshare. That is access to their entire catalog of courses. There are so many different creative classes you can find for pretty much any creative endeavor you've been interested in. Thanks so much to Skillshare, and if you guys want, you can get started today. Feels like I have been waiting forever for these pieces to be ready to be taken out of bisque, but they turned out even better than I had hoped they would. Look at how absolutely adorable these all turned out, and they are not actually done yet. Off camera, I ended up painting some of these finer details with underglaze, and after a lot of practice with underglaze, I do think that I've troubleshooted a lot of the problems, which is why they turned out even better than I thought that they would. Glazing is going to be a whole other test. I did end up doing a lot more research, and I don't even think I'll be able to do dipping glazes for this, because the ones I have are specifically formulated with extra gums and glue, so you can't turn them into dipping glazes without some fancy things that I don't have. But we're gonna do our best. This is gonna be a long process. I think this is going to take us all day long, but it's gonna be well worth it, because then in just a couple days we are going to be able to put all of these out into the wild for people to find. And it's just before Halloween, so it's the most magical time of year to find a little ghost in the wild. Are you actually kidding me? Oh my god. The level of cuteness is unendurable.
Oh my god,
Did I forget eyes? No. There we go.
they're so perfect.
They're so stinking cute.
This one looks really good.
I like the little face. So first thing, I think what we could do is just go with all of the pumpkin heads and the witch hats and the mushroom heads. And put a transparent glaze on them. We are finally to the full glazing part of this. We actually already put some transparent glaze over our underglazes, and we also put some wax resist over their little black eyes for the ones that I painted on. So hopefully this should go really smoothly, and we're just gonna kind of go for it, but we'll see how it goes.
I remember the days years ago that never fade away, and I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place.
Now that the glaze is dry, I'm going back in with a sponge and just wiping off where the eyes are to make sure all of the glaze is off. And then we also are taking a sponge to the bottom and just lightly wiping away, and maybe just like a millimeter or two up the sides so that we don't have any glaze fusing our ghosts to the kiln shells, which would be not ideal.
In the old neighborhood, as the clock strikes one, the memory lives just as it stood, like a quiet dream. shadows of that time are cast beneath the streetlight beam. As the world moves on.
We have been going at this for a few hours now. I'm having so much fun. We're probably at the halfway point now. So we're gonna be working on these well into the evening, and then I'm gonna pop them in the kiln as soon as I can, which means in just a couple days, it'll be time to go out and send them into the world. It's hard to even choose a handful of favorites because every single one of these have their own little unique personalities. Definitely my favorite thing I've done in the ceramics world since I started, and I just can't wait until we get to travel around and place them in as many fun spots as we can. It is well past 10 p.m. right now, pitch black outside, but we are finally done with all of our ghosts. I have glaze all over my sweater, and I'm really curious if I'm gonna be able to fit all of these pieces into the kiln. Oh, look at how many more there are. They look so colorful. I'm so excited. It is past 11 p.m. We've been loading the kiln for almost 30 minutes, and by some miracle, we got every single ghost to fit. I'm so nervous.
I'm excited.
Sprinkling them with magic. We love you, ghosts. We love you so much. We'll see you soon. Ah! Wait, does everything, nothing's touching, right? We are getting it to the final end of the production line for our ghosts. They're actually already cool and ready to look at, but I'm kind of putting it off and savoring this experience. We're currently working on all of the little QR codes and the notes that we're gonna leave with the ghosts when people find them. I made an Instagram page called the Friendly Ghost Project so that whoever finds the ghost can scan this QR code and go look at the entire collection of friendly ghosts. And the note says, "Du hast einen kleinen Geist gefunden. You have found a little ghost. Behalte mich oder lass mich für den nächsten stehen. Keep me or leave me for the next person to find. Scanne den Code für meine Freunde. Scan the code to meet my friends." This is definitely quite the production line because we don't have the right tools. We don't have a laminator or any of that. So I have been using tape, and Ellie has been individually cutting out every single one. So it's been a good hour or so, but we're nearing the finish line. And then we'll finally get to go see the ghosts. All right, you guys, it is finally time to go look at these ghosts. I'm very nervous. I have already imagined opening the kiln to a bunch of melted ghosts. So let's hope that's not what we see. Every single time I fire anything in the kiln, I have a bunch of nightmares. I've imagined the ghosts all melted. I've imagined a kiln explosion. I've imagined pretty much any tragedy you can think of. So now's the moment of truth.
Do it! Do it!
They're so cute! Oh! It's actually really witchy. That was just the first shelf. Oh my gosh!
I see a lot of funny hats. That's so fun.
The purple pumpkin. Sorry, what? The green pumpkin. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Some of the pumpkins.
This is perfect, honestly.
Guys, I'm so overjoyed. We did have a few glazes that look a little wonky, but the vast majority of them are too cute for words. I mean, look at these little guys. I don't know how I'm going to get rid of them all. I love them so much.
This is such a fun project. All of the way is just cute and fun and exciting. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. And we'll work it.
They're actually instruments.
So you have to get at least 5.
This one is definitely one of my favorites.
Oh, the little bag.
With the blush. And here comes the final shelf.
so scary.
I love this one. I really like this glaze on it.
Okay, you guys have to tell us already which ones you spotted that you would have loved to find.
Oh, there's so many good ones. Oh, you did a mushroom hat with that. That looks cool.
That one is just perfect. Like, we need to keep this one. This will come out every fall. Oh, that's really cute, the hat.
I just feel so happy, you guys. This is just the coolest project ever. And now these are gonna find homes all over Germany, hopefully. It is officially time. We are sending our ghosts out into the world. Our first stop is going to be the train station because we want to put some ghosts on a train. We have no idea where they'll end up. And this entire operation is going to be covert, undercover, because we don't really want people to see us leaving the ghosts behind.
Train is really full, so I have to be really undercover to get the ghost somewhere.
I am currently driving to the next train station to pick Ellie up, and she is placing the ghosts on that train with any luck. The arrival times did not match up, so if we wanted to do our original plan of hopping on that train one way and hopping on the next one the other way, we would have to wait at the next stop for over an hour, which is just not ideal. We have so many ghosts to place today, and I just hope that it's going well for Ellie. This is starting off as such a good adventure, and I'm just already having so much fun. I hope someone finds it.
Now it wasn't that easy because the train's actually really full, so I'm really glad that I found spots where there was no one. This one's actually the most obvious because it's like a seating area. We'll see. It's so exciting. I'm curious who's gonna find them. But look at this burger.
Mission accomplished. Ellie did such a good job, and now we are going to drive to a town around 40 minutes away called Flensburg, and it is already around 12:40, so we need to go quickly, but you did so good. We didn't bring an umbrella. We don't have the little one in here either.
The moment we stepped out of this car,
it started pouring rain.
And I was just like...
And now it stopped.
What a beautiful autumn day, and then...
Oh, and now it's... Oh.
It's not done.
Alright, you guys, we came to our first spot. You can actually see the first little ghost that I hid on a chair. We're at the ocean in Flensburg, and I think we're going to put a fair few here because we need to get through these ghosts, and the day is moving quickly, especially if it keeps on raining. You guys, I don't remember the last time I felt this much adrenaline doing something. I'm so nervous, even though it's just people walking by, minding their own business, and my heart is just racing. Have a good time. I don't think that we are stealthy at all, but we actually just saw the first person pick up a ghost and put it in his pocket. I think he's actually somewhere behind me. Yeah. We saw him running past us. I feel like my cheeks are bright red. We are back in the car after successfully having put 16 ghosts down. We've already seen that a lot of people have already found them. At first I was a little worried that people wouldn't find them or people wouldn't want them if they did find them, but it just makes me so happy to see them already gone. That being said, I do kind of wish I had all of their pictures ready on Instagram as we place them. I'm updating the story on Instagram, but soon I want to have all of their profiles. I took pictures of every single ghost last night, and so people can go and just see the entire community of the Friendly Ghost Project when they look. But I guess that'll have to be done, you know, as soon as I can. But right now we are on our way to a park. It's a little fairy tale park still in the town of Flensburg, and we're gonna lay down a lot more. 16? Good. Gotta hide the rest. This is an undercover mission. leaving the queen herself at Schloss Castle, and probably a few other queens as well. It is getting dark so quickly. I didn't realize that the time change means that the sunset is at 5 now. So we're kind of at the last spot. We came to Schloss Castle. I feel like this is the perfect place for a little friendly ghost haunt. So I don't know, we're gonna leave as many as we can here. Actually the next day. We managed to get just about half done yesterday. I think we were too shy and reserved at first. It was just really nerve-wracking whenever anyone was walking by. Hopefully today will be a little bit less busy and we actually have a little bit more bravery now that we've put 50 ghosts everywhere. We came to the town of Schleswig. It's about an hour drive from our house, so it's a little far away. There's this really adorable little fisherman's village here, and there's definitely a retired community that lives here, and it's also touristy at the same time. So I think either way, hopefully some pretty whimsical people will find our little ghosts. It went so much faster on the second day. Ellie and I were so much braver. At some points we were placing ghosts when there were people literally right next to us, so that then when we walked away we could see that the people had picked them up. No one expects something like this, so the greatest thing was they were looking around and had no idea that we were the ones that had placed it in the first place, even though we basically placed it right in front of them. 100 of the ghosts are now in the wild. We have kept a fair few and we'll be giving some more away to our friends and loved ones, but right here we have our family of ghosts. We've got Maddie Ghost, Ellie Ghost, Eliza Ghost, Audie Ghost, Draco Ghost, and of course Peanut. This project has meant so much to me. I've had a lot of messages on Instagram from people from all walks of life who have found these ghosts. We were able to see some kids pick them up, which really, really makes me happy. And even though this project took well over 100 hours of work, I don't even know how many in total, I would do it again in a heartbeat. I wish I could do it times 10. I wish I could be putting 1,000 ghosts all over the place. It just makes me feel so good knowing that it's positively impacted someone's life, even if in the smallest way. And it's just such a special thing. I spent so much time and care handcrafting every single one of these ghosts with Ellie's help. That's the Friendly Ghost Project. Let me know what your favorite ghost was, and maybe someday I'll be able to send these to some of you guys. Definitely not right now, I'm not there yet, but being able to do a free little gift for some strangers was really, really cool. And I'll see you in the next one. I think that everyone in the world should have a little ghost.
I agree. A little desk buddy.
You just kind of want to keep fussing, but you have to just let it go and hope for the best.
You have to let it go.
This guy kind of looks like a sailor.
He does.
Sailor ghost.
I like it.
4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 7, 28, 29. There's nowhere to put him. Oh wow, it's bright. 39, 44, 42, 43. This is only 43. You're gonna wait until this guy passes? It's a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say.
Ready for some magic?
Quick, there's someone coming. Do you think it'll stay?
Yeah.
Because that just seems like the right amount of numbers. What?